Brioche is a traditional French pastry known for its soft, airy texture and slightly sweet flavor. The word brioche itself is French and can be traced back to the Old French word briller, which means to knead. This harks back to the intensive kneading process required to bring the brioche dough to the right consistency. A classic brioche is made from flour, milk, butter, eggs, sugar, yeast, and a little salt. Despite being made out of simple ingredients, baking brioche requires some patience and skill. The dough needs to rise several times in order for it to develop its fluffy, airy texture. Now let's head to the kitchen to bake our own delicious brioche. For one portion of brioche, you need 3/4 of a cup of lukewarm milk, 1/3 of a cup of sugar, and half a cube of crumbled yeast or 2 tablespoons of dry yeast. Stir everything together so that it dissolves. Add a teaspoon of salt, 4 cups of flour, and 2 eggs. Mix it together in an electric mixer with the dough hook on the highest setting until a smooth dough forms. Cut 3/4 of a stick of butter into cubes, add it to the dough, and knead it in gradually. Cover the dough and let it rise in a warm place for about 60 to 90 minutes until the dough has at least doubled in size. Now the basic dough is ready, but it needs to be kneaded thoroughly again. If the dough is too sticky when you're kneading it, you can use a dough scraper like I am. For a classic brioche braid, divide the prepared dough into 3 pieces and form each piece of dough into a long strip. First, pre-roll the strips of dough slightly, then roll them out to the correct length. It's best to pre-roll all the pieces of dough first, and then go back to the first strip in order to roll all of the strips out to the right length, one after the other. To make a braid, lay the strips of dough next to each other, join them at one end, and start to fold the outer strips over the middle, alternating sides, until the braid is finished. Place the finished brioche braid on a baking tray lined with baking paper, brush it with a mixture of whisked egg and milk, and let it rise again briefly. In the meantime, preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Before you bake it, brush a mixture of whisked eggs and milk over the dough again. Then, place the baking tray directly in the center of the preheated oven. Pour a little water into a pan, place it below the brioche in the oven, and close the oven door immediately. Bake the brioche braid for 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And now our brioche braid is ready! You can also use the brioche dough to bake savory bread like we're going to for these delicious hamburger buns. Divide the prepared dough into even pieces and roll it into balls. Brush the balls of dough with the whisked egg and milk mixture and let it rise at room temperature for 40 to 50 minutes. Before you bake them, brush the balls of dough with the egg and milk mixture again. Sprinkle some sesame seeds on top, and then place the baking tray in the middle of the preheated oven. Pour a little water into a pan, place it below the brioche in the oven, and close the oven door immediately. Bake the buns for 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now the burger buns are ready for your next big cookout. Last but not least, I'm going to show you a really sweet way to prepare brioche. Divide the prepared dough into 8 pieces, roll them into balls, and make a cross in the center of them. Use a floured glass to make a circle in the center of the dough and fill the well with jam. Place the baking tray in the middle of the preheated oven. Bake the buns for 30 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And now our brioche jam rolls are ready! Let us know in the comments if you like this recipe, and more importantly, have fun trying it out.